The Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway had a problem in 1910. Their new class of engines, the Class 28, were derailing at high speeds. By April of 1910, 12 minor and serious accidents had been attributed to this. Due to these problems and incidents, the chief mechanical engineer of the LNYR, George Hughes, redesigned the Class 28 that month to have a front pony truck and an extended boiler. 4 of these experimental units were to be produced. The first one was finished in November of 1910, with the second one finished the following month. The first one entered tests, which it failed. The dramatic changes did not lead to the desired effects of non-derailment. As such, the last 2 units were cancelled and scrapped. Of the ones built, the first one, named Winston, was sold to the neighboring Furness Railway just 3 weeks after being built. As such, it never met the second unit. The second unit entered service with the LNYR, hauling slow suburban trains. His name was James, and he stayed in this role until 1923. In 1914, the newly formed Northwestern Railway required new locomotives to run the under-construction main line. Winston was put on loan from the Furness. Here he was given wider wheels to fix the minor derailing problems. The NWR fixed Winston, which he felt deeply, and had a dogged loyalty to the new railway and their head director, Sir Topham Hatt. However, Winston was still owned by the Furness Railway until it closed its doors in 1922. When it did, Hatt purchased Winston and issued him the number 55, which he had been wearing at the time. He was given a further overhaul in 1923, where he was given a new tender and a new cab. Meanwhile, James was on the L&YR the whole time, and was subsumed into the LMS. However, they decommissioned him in 1923 and put him into storage. He was bought by the NWR to replace other engines in 1925. Unfortunately, on his first run from Tidmouth, he crashed in a field south of Knapford. James was sent to Crovansgate Works and was rebuilt with a larger boiler and raised running board. He returned to service in early 1926, a different engine. He was also now in a gleaming coat of red paint. With both engines heavily modified, the Class 28 experiment was now over. Both of the experimental units were on Sodor and finally met each other for the first time in March of 1926. While technically brothers, by this time they looked very different from each other. They had no sort of brotherly bond either, as they hadn't seen each other before now. Besides, the two had violently different personalities, as well as very different work ethics. This isn't to say they aren't friends. They get along well enough, but it's not a close relationship. If you asked either one of them today, they wouldn't exactly say they're brothers. But that's fine, they're both happy in their respective roles and have many happy days ahead of them.